right? I will try one more time to figure out what's been happening.
She collapsed. She exploded. Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's not. Yeah. I mean, Sissy, you're south of where she is, right?
Back.
Oh, she's back. Okay. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And she's back.
Yeah, I'm trying one more time. If not, we have the recording and we're okay. But I'm also bad with just giving up. Okay, cool. Let's just start. Okay, so welcome to the 35th general DAO call of this year, which is crazy if you think about it. And also don't forget to mint your little ticket because they've become more rare with only being available once per month. So that said, let's jump right into stuff. And first up, I guess, is Julian with the Unlock Core team updates.
We haven't done much, to be honest. Been running after time, but I'm. I mean, I know I keep saying this, but no. Over the next few days and weeks, I'll definitely be able to do some work. I closed a bunch of personal stuff over the last few weeks, and my wife's actually going to be away for a couple of weeks as well. So I have the kids with me. Spending some time with her right now, and then when she's gone, I'll have all of my evenings because the kids are in bed, and so hopefully be able to do a little bit more work. On the stuff that is kind of still our priority is to improve the fee collection mechanism so that the fee go back to the time lock contract rather than stay on all of the chains that we support. So that's one of the things that I want to look very closely at. And then I think I spoke with Joseph earlier, actually on Friday, and we want to merge all of the pending renovate updates. There's actually a lot of big ones that need a little bit of attention because they're big upgrades, and so they might break things. So that's on the to do list as well. Outside of this, that's pretty much it. And I should mention this. I think we're missing 2 signatures from our old investors. So we're this close from finishing all of the distribution of tokens and all of that for our old investors. And so, yeah, we're getting there. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, I don't think that was nothing, but of course we always want more because we're like little on-chain monsters.
Yeah,
So,
and agreed. Like it's not nothing, but I have this thing where I always, as you said, like you want more, I want more, and so it's one of these things where I always feel like I have not done enough, even though trying to do as much as possible.
fair enough. I have a feeling that counts for all of us. Cece and myself definitely included. We're always like, damn, why is the week already over? There were like 20 more things we could have done. So yeah, it keeps being a feeling, but also not being eaten up by it. I think it does matter. So all good. Anyways, thank you for the updates. Quick updates on operations and coordination from my end. So Scout Game and Ethereum Bolivia collaboration is basically all set. I thank you, Julian, for enabling me to create the labels. The only other thing I really need some help with, ideally developer help, because you guys have been in the industry, is telling me what are some price tags I could put to these 3 labels and then making sure I pick the right ones for the tasks.
Yeah, it's hard. A lot of times, and I saw your message and sorry I didn't respond. A lot of the times, in the end, it's very dependent on the task. So in the end, I should really do the work of like, it's not like we can put like a label and it's like something is 99, something is 199. Like no, some are $50 and some are 350, and it's not easy. Can run up to 50 up or down, I guess, but it's not easy to just say, okay, this is the price for these things. So it's usually in an ideal world, when I post these issues, somebody say, I'm interested, and this is how I would do this. And that gives me a better idea of how much we should allocate, because, I'd rather know what is the approach that they're going to take, say, yes, it makes sense, or no, it doesn't make sense, rather than put a price and then have somebody work on this without, any idea of how they're going to do it, or too many times we've seen people say, oh, I'm going to do this, and then they do something that's like, nah, it's not the right approach. And so it sucks to tell them, sorry, but that's not the right approach. The bounty is $50. You've already spent 7 hours on this, but yeah, sorry, you took the wrong approach. So in an ideal world, it's more like a discussion, a back and forth. Um, yeah, does that make sense?
It makes sense. Just for specifically for now, for the scout game approach, we need three labels that come automatically with three prizes. So sadly, it's not the ideal world.
Okay.
It's the scout game world for
Let,
now.
let, let me get back
And
to you on these three things, but I think something like, 50 seems almost insulting. It's too small, but like maybe there's a 50, there's a 200 and a 500. Does that sound like a good,
yeah,
you know?
I think I was saying something similar. I was saying like between 50 and 100, 250, and then 500. And we
Yeah.
have roughly $2,000 as a budget. I want to assume that not all of these things are getting solved, right? But I was also thinking, maybe it is smarter to put a little bit of a higher price tag on smaller things so we can at least get them out of the way in a way
Yep.
and make it like more attractive potentially, because I've seen bounties that are really insulting, and 50 and $100 are not on the insulting side yet, right?
Okay.
Like there are worse things out there, sadly. And I
Okay.
mean, at least we are open source and we're not a company that has like what total value locked of a few billion. I also think that does make a difference.
Oh
to
yeah, yeah, no, for
feel,
sure. Like, yeah, I definitely see what you mean. Like, yes, there's some project that literally sit on billions. They're like, okay, here's $7. Like, that's
yeah, that's
like
bad.
that's
That is
bad.
really bad.
But also still, right? And ideally, and I know this is we're not just doing this with what we call bounty hunters, people that are just doing this and then moving on to the next thing. I'd much rather have people that are, solving one a month, or, two or three a month,
Sure.
in the same people over time, because it makes it easier for me to kind of know how they work, understand, the level of quality that they can provide, and
Yeah.
kind of decreases the risk on our end and their end as well, like, because they know, okay, cool, we pay, we do this. And
Yeah.
so that's what I would love to be able to do. I know I've told Danny many, many times, like, you should try to take some of these, and Danny's busy with a million things, but that's, trying to find ways to have the same.
Danny is creating a world by himself. You have to
Yes,
respect
yes,
that.
yes. Oh, I
um,
do, yeah, for sure. But yeah,
I know you do. No, but yeah, I hear you on this, and this first thing, while it's open bounties that anyone can tap into. Uh, the primary goal is to really do it together with the Ethereum Bolivia community, so we potentially can discover these people like Manuel, right, and like others who want to come back and want to work on more than maybe one issue. So that's at least a hope. Okay, so I'm waiting for you guys to get back to me with this, because I think I'm not quite qualified for this one. And then just quick update on the chain conversation. So I have a meeting with the Starknet Foundation event manager next week. So climbing up the little ladder, thanks to Sotang. It's been like first Kara, then Sotang, and now I'm finally getting to the person who's in charge. So fingers crossed, okay, that we can help them bring their events on chain, no matter if it's run on Starknet or not. Um, then quick update on Chambers. So the stewards, we had a conversation because it has become unsustainable, and I have had a few different conversations with Chris, and he's essentially saying, hey, there's not many DAOs around anymore, and so we have to charge those prices to somewhat at least finance that this keeps existing of sorts. This is at least what I got from this conversation, or what I heard between the lines. And well, I don't want to pay it anymore, and I think we have some money that we want to spend on other things than an operational tool. So Stacey and I are taking on the endeavor, starting tomorrow, to move all of our stuff over to in steps, though. So part on it will land on Google Drive. I know, sucks, but it's the truth. Another part will just be pinned messages here on the Discord and the different working groups. So be aware whenever you're looking for something very central for like one of these working groups, you will find it in pinned messages on the upper right of that Discord channel specifically. And the reward system, because we just launched it, so we will keep it up on Charmverse as long as we can. But eventually we might move it over to T-Work. So just as a, operational. This is sadly happening information. Any comments, any questions on that? Nope, you're good. Okay. Good. Latina Blockchain Hackathon is what this whole week is about. This is also what Danny and I have been chatting about before you guys joined. It's really exciting. Yesterday was the inaugurational online event. You have to know the city of Lima has worse traffic than New Delhi, as I discovered last year. So there's a lot of it that happens online. What doesn't happen, Jonathan is like, yeah, I know. What is not going to happen online are the evaluations. They're going to happen on Saturday. So I will be there on location starting 9 a.m. in the morning. And it is going to happen if someone else is interested. It's going to happen at Open PUCP Plaza in San Miguel, which is essentially it is an essentially university campus that is very well known here in Lima. And sadly, it's very far away from where I live, especially traffic wise. But yeah, PUC, exactly. PUC. La Católica, exactly. This is where it's going to happen. So, anyways, I will have a workshop later today, just introducing Unlock to their wider audience, not just to their hackers, and telling them what they can do just from a normal person point of view. And then tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, Danny is holding 2 workshops with them. And I just informed him that, from what I saw yesterday, also in the breakout rooms, there's a lot of people from the MKT community, which is a Web3 centristic marketing community. And there's a lot of people who are more on the vibe coding end of things. Vibe coding has become somewhat really good. So it's nothing to frown upon, but it's still not like a ton of developers. So content needs to be tailored to that type of audience. This is what we spoke when you guys were just joining. Um, that is on that note. And then grant update on Gitcoin. So I haven't applied yet, but I want to apply for the infrastructure round. I think that's when I applied for the first time for us. We actually did very well. So I'm going to assume we have a chance to do on that one very well again. If you guys think about anything else that might match, that would be cool. For the design iconoclast, actually he wrote me, but I haven't yet had time to see the message. He has adapted his proposal. So if you guys want to take a look at that, this was with the EAS EAS attestations integration. So he has added some slides and made the use case more specific. And he thinks the specific use case could be that the certifications hold now student-specific data. So you know how it usually shows either just the contract address of the minter, or it shows obviously the ENS domain, but it doesn't necessarily show more specific data on the student. So he was suggesting that as a use case, and I will ask him to post this in a chat I can open with and for him. And I suggested to him that we use this to apply to Gitcoin grants, maybe targeted development and adoption. Seems like a good sub to have that apply under. So you get some funding from them and some funding from us, and he can develop that freely. That was kind of the idea I had. I don't know if you guys have better ideas, then obviously open for it. That on that note. And then big shout out to our friends from Huddle01. I don't know if you guys already saw, but actually Huddle1 just launched their next nodes. Not trying to advertise here, of course, do your own research, blah, 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 no financial advice either. But if you've been a fan of Huddle, like I have been now for quite some time, then maybe this is something interesting to look at. Just be aware if you're based in the US or if you're one of the blocked countries, then obviously don't buy the node because it will be a waste of your money, right? Actually, I think for US citizens, it is fine, but you have to undergo quite strict KYC. But please make sure to read that before buying into all of this. The US is a giant casino now. Yes. Humpty, also good morning. Welcome. Yeah, Well said. It's a giant casino now. Let's gamble everything. Well, that's glad we're not on a live stream right now. Okay. Finances and resources. Oh, also Jill, did you want to say something? Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to ask something to Julian because I have tomorrow I have a call with the guy from the Loom community, and they are setting up a little team to join a couple of hackathons, and they want me in the team as a smart contract developer, but I have been talking to them also about the token, because the Loom community is based on a token created 1 year ago. So all this teaming up is for the for because it's 1 year that we are alive, as a community, and we have this token on base on the base blockchain. And I at the start of the community, when they gathered everyone, I told them about the unlock protocol, because we may use it for the Farcaster app. And I also told them that maybe we could set up a liquid pool between the unlock token and the Loom token, so that we help each other. Okay. So if you have in mind of creating liquid pools for your tokens, I may tomorrow talk about it with them, because they are asking me if I have a proposal in long-term projects. So if you have some investors that could invest in the liquid pool
I
on
think
that community, there are a couple of investors that are very, very
it would be
that.
the DAO, right? I mean, I personally don't have tokens and I don't have access to tokens, so I can't do much. I mean, I will have tokens. They're starting to vest, hopefully very soon, but right now I don't have tokens, or I have very little. Um, so yeah, I think that would be a question for the DAO more. Because the DAO has a treasury, it has some tokens. I mean, I see Stella is nodding, and so yeah, maybe that's something that the DAO could do. But it's definitely not it's not something that I can decide or even do in practice. Like I don't control. Um,
What is your token? Which blockchain
it's on
are you in?
base. It's on base. It's the up
Base.
token. Let me send you the link to the doc so you'll have more
Oh,
information
okay,
here.
that's fine. That's enough.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um, yeah,
thank
but
you.
that sounds like an interesting idea for sure.
I think best proceeding is Jill. Can you open a forum thread? And you can keep it super short, right? Just put in some links so people from the DAO can make their own research, like follow up on the Loom community, because I have no idea who they are, right? I have no understanding of this. So not to say like not interest or something, but I know too less to say yes, this is a great idea, or no, this is a bad idea. And I'm neither the one to make the exclusive decision. Like I might be a strong holder by now, but I'm obviously this needs to go through a DAO voting process. Does that sound okay
Okay.
as next steps? Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to know if I
perfect.
could speak about it, So if I make a proposal just before the interview tomorrow, I may speak
Yes,
about it with them.
of
Okay.
course. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. If there is room to share today, I wanted to
No
intro our
problem.
event at DevConnect and see if there is interest in our participant to leave in 15 minutes to the doctor's office. Okay, then now is the time before I move to the next topic. Humpty, go for it.
Hello, can you hear me? That's a
Yes.
yes. Okay, good. No one said anything. Y'all are just such a kind bunch. Let me turn on my camera. There we go. Jim, everybody. How's it going? Good to see everybody. I shared a link in the chat, so feel free to peruse. But we're coming back with our third edition of the Creator House. As you may remember, in February, March, we launched this new creator initiative in Denver. That was the first of its kind for us in terms of how we were going to be onboarding creators specifically as an audience on chain. And it was we learned a lot. In New York in May, we revised and iterated and came back as the on-chain creator house. We hosted it as basically a creator hackathon with very clear bounties in terms of the content that these creators would create. And then we rewarded, the top performing creators, those who really were able to create convincing content, those who performed well, both in traditional media through traditional engagement metrics, but also on chain in terms of the virality that they were able to discover, like on the Base app, which was launched at our event in New York. And now at Dev Connect, we're again taking everything we've learned and coming back, improving, making small refinements, but more importantly, making deeper connections with the local communities, because we're discovering that for us, in terms of what our specialty is that we are able to connect meaningfully with the local creator economies wherever we go. Whether it was in Denver, in New York, or now in Buenos Aires, we are building relationships with the local creator communities there, and we're bringing them to these events through our activations. So the first event that we're hosting is going to be with Base, World, and Nouns. And so it's going to be at the World HQ in Buenos Aires on Sunday, the 16th. And it's the On-Chain Creator House, where we're going to provide a curated experience to our creator mentors and to a select number of creative individuals from Buenos Aires. All of us then on the 17th, 18th, and 19th are going to do what we're calling the On-Chain Creator Rally, which is running across the city around select locations to create content about what is Ethereum, what is the value of on-chain media, and really also some of the sponsored tracks. So for our sponsors, we're providing them an opportunity to define what is something about your product, your community, that is important that you want the world to know. And these creators with whom we're already working and have found success both through traditional media and on-chain media, but also those that we're discovering at these cities that we go around the world to create this content, to go viral on TikTok, to go viral on Instagram Reels, and to also go viral on the Base app, which is our home base, no pun intended, but maybe a little bit, in terms of how we can help both the creators find value, but also our partners find value. So there is on page number, or not page, but on the 10th slide, the different tiers of support for this event. Our presenting sponsors are locked in. So we're very proud to say that we've got the support of those three companies that I mentioned, which are going to be featured across our entire event. But we still have contributing sponsorships available, one full day of content where we can have these shared tracks or what we're calling themed aligned bounties. And so if Unlock wanted to support in that way, wonderful. If they just wanted to be a part of it through shared media, like what we're doing with Base at Dev Connect as well with the Ethereum Foundation and with Nouns, there's a smaller support tier, but I'm open to kind of hearing questions and hearing how this could possibly work for both of us. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Humpty, also for sharing the learnings. I think that was really good. Let me take your, I'm thinking right now, let me take your link and open this as a conversation in a DAO forum thread, okay? So this is happening. Okay. And then I would tag you in there. So then whenever people have questions, they can ask and dive into it. Also super excited because Stacey and I will definitely be at Dev Connect, so we will definitely see you there. That's super cool.
I'm excited to
And
see you again.
right? And I'm just seeing Jonathan. I'm invited this year to Deaf Connect Argentina this year. Oh, that is so cool. So all three of us will definitely be there. That is really cool. That is awesome. Yeah, if you have anything that you guys also think makes sense, you better, Julian. This time you better. Like we need you there.
Dev
Um,
Connect has childcare, I thought.
They're in school, so it's like
Oh,
they constantly to school, and they're 12, 10, and 5. So they take some space. But my mom is actually traveling from France, so hopefully things are going to work out.
Julian's mom, the magician that makes it work. Okay. No, that would be super great if we could, be as a little force over there. Also, if you guys have any suggestions or ideas to events we could additionally apply to, either to, do networking for ourselves, for Unlock, for whatever, else we are there for, but also just to put some spotlight on Unlock and make more people aware of it. Just let Stacey and myself know, because we're right now in a mode of like applying like crazy people. And yeah, opening that chat for you, already pasted the link over Humpty, so we'll tag you when I have that up and running, so we can also get some more questions and then potentially move it forward or not. But let's talk a little bit more about it. I think it's great. Thank you for coming and offering, and you're absolutely excused when you now need to hush hush out of here. All right, moving on in the actual agenda, finances and resources. I was hoping maybe Andrea has time today, but it is a bad time for him, so I'm not surprised. He's actually working on a financial reporting dashboard that goes a little bit more deeper. So we're trying to figure out what are currently the revenue that we actually make from the 1% fee, and bring it all together in like a financial reporting tool. The same for the Prime subscriptions, like what is actually being gained through that, and how can we either push it, or how can we measure also if we have pushed something successfully. Right now we don't really have the I want to say, it's not that it is a lack of transparency, because all of it is on chain. It's just not being reflected in something easy to access, right? So you have to go to all of these different things to filter that type of information. And I also sent him Chris's dashboard, obviously that he built. Although we have realized that not like sold locks doesn't mean necessarily it was a sold lock. It means it is a minted lock, but it doesn't mean that it generated any revenue. So he has to go through that in more detail and make sure that is like all lined up. But he's working on that. It's his goal for the month. Then Anupa, I did some traveling, but it's back to the ambassador dashboard. So it's looking good. By the way, you guys, we also have some screen backgrounds. So if you want me to send you some screen backgrounds that you can use that says obviously unlocked, then let me know. Or I can just post them in the channel and, just have you guys download some of them. I have one of mine installed right now, which is kind of nice. And then I guess I'm giving it over to Sissy for updates on marketing and communications. And then I didn't know if Danny had anything to add on technology and innovation, but that would be then after. So Sissy, please go. all, awesome. Second, uh, I just went onto the paragraph page, and we actually have an option there to embed a Google Analytics measurement ID. So I was wondering, as we're growing the paragraph together with the community, if that is an option too, and if you can maybe help me set this up. Awesome. Thank you. I don't think so, because you're the one always bringing positive news. So not not really on my end. I think like I think we confirmed this already in our posting chat, but Jonathan can also confirm this from LinkedIn. While we do have organic growth, right, meaning it's not going to create spikes to the moon and back. But we have growth actually on social, so that is really good to see. And yeah, big shout out to Soho, to Jonathan, to Gosman, to also Danny, because Danny supplied me with a lot of the things about his own spotlight. So that was super helpful putting that together, right? So if you guys are applying for a spotlight, the next one, by the way, already Will T applied for. So thanks for doing that. So we're going to spotlighting Will T in this month. So the more you supply us with data, the easier it is to actually put these things up, right? And you're the person who knows best on how you would like to be spotlighted. So that's perfect, and makes work much easier. By the way, Gosman is working on Will T Spotlight, which is also cool. So I started, and now Gosman is doing the next one, which is great. All right, what else is there? I guess technology and innovation. Danny, any updates from
Oh
your
yeah,
end?
of course. Yeah. So don't look like that. It's not like I'm more like Julian today. So we don't have a lot of things out there, but of course there's something. So the bulk of it has been more about the community developers facing angle. So I've been working with Malika and Lewis on the community dashboard side of things, trying to provide them with guidance and all of that on how to design. And while Stella has been doing a lot of the design things with them, I've been working with them on more of the technical side of things on how they're going to go about implementing the community dashboard and we're also talking about putting an AI with that. So that's something to be excited about. I'm definitely looking forward to. And also with the folks from the Latino Blockchain Hackathon. So I've been coordinating with Lily to deliver a workshop, 2-day workshop for tomorrow and Thursday. So Stella alluded to that a little bit earlier, but that's also something to get more builders into the protocol. So it's a different type of builder profile, but builders nonetheless. And obviously, if someone can come up with an idea that takes off, then hey, we're all happy for that. So it really doesn't matter what sort of profile of a builder you are, as long as you've got a product that's working, then that's what we're looking for. So the other thing is the Scout game integration, which I've been waiting for to get done, because the idea is to put out some of the proposals, some of the initiatives in the proposal as bounties on Scout game, and so I've been waiting for that to get done so that we can start using that, and I think we're right at the front of that right now with Stella just working on the labels. And so once we're able to start, putting things up on Scout Game, then we can start to put more things on there for developers to take on. So that's really the main things. But on my end, I've been playing around with some of the more popular trending tools out there to see how you can be using those tools with unlock protocol to get the protocol in the front lines of what's really happening, the bleeding edge and what people are really using these days, which is why I've been playing around with some of these vibe coding tools like Lovable to build with unlock, so people that's using that sort of things can get exposure to the protocol. And I've been playing around with things like MCPs and seeing how you can do things with that, with the protocol. So when you have examples of things like that, you are able to attract more people to the protocol because they know, they feel that they can use it with all of these more, recent things that's happening. The video that I shared earlier, I'm not sure if you guys were able to see it. It was made with Sora. I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. Yeah, so it's new, it's hot. People are playing around with it, and I just doing a video there, and people are really liking that video. Actually, it's the video that's got the most likes on my Sora right now. So that's that's kind of like getting the protocol into more eyeballs and earballs. Not earballs, actually, more eyeballs than ears. But yeah, so there's things like that, and obviously, these are the prerequisites to ideas that can be more concrete later down the road to be initiatives. And so that's that's all from the technology and innovation side. So if you have any questions or comments, you can definitely let me know. And if you want to see that video, I can still share it again.
Thank you. Yeah, please share again, because the first X post I tried to click on, it didn't work for me. So if you can, please share it again. I'm super curious because maybe it's something we can start working with. Also saw this week that because open source might be a little bit behind on that, but it's only like behind by a week or so. So 1.2.2, for example, just released an workflow with ComfUI that allows you to upload a video file and have your avatar, a voice file, so an MP3 essentially. And whatever is said on there, the avatar starts replicating it, and it looks extremely clean, extremely clean. So also, because we love open source here, right? So let's try and make it on brand to use more open source AI as well. It's just like a little nudge. Although I understand, of course, yeah, you cannot resist them playing around with Zora and other tools like that. I totally get it. Don't worry. All right. One more thing on my end, not specifically technology related, but I so the workshop with Ethereum Lima still hasn't happened, just so you know, but on it. But what has happened in the meantime was that the people from Crypto Cultura came around and said, "Hey, how can we use Unlock?" And so I showed them by making a very specific example after talking to them. I said, how about you make an event and also let me quickly sign out so this is more obvious. How about you make an event that has a free ticket because they have free tickets, but then you include different supporter tiers for the people who actually want to support your community. So this event has, free event, and then it comes with three different supporter tiers. And she also made really cute graphics for every single supporter tier. And yeah, so we actually like this a lot, specifically because she prepared it also so nicely for me to make this. I created a video while doing this, so we can eventually turn this into a tutorial for our YouTube account as well. Just have to do some cutting and editing. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. Here you guys go, in case you want to support culture on chain here in Lima, Peru. And if, yeah, tutorial incoming, exactly. And if everything works out, maybe Jonathan will be able to actually go to the event. I'm too busy with the blockchain, Latina blockchain hackathon, but he said he might be able to go and check it out, which of course would be awesome. Yeah, but just saying a new use case discovered, I guess. And I think it's pretty cool and something to bring to more communities because suddenly, they cannot just advocate for the event, but they can also advocate for the community through an event, which I think is super, super cool. So it doesn't work as, let's say, flexibly as a crowdfunding tool per se, but it connects an event with crowdfunding, which I think is an interesting use case. So that said, we're publishing this across socials today and tomorrow. We're going to amplify Latina Blockchain Hackathon. So please, you guys, stay attentive, make some noise out there so we can make sure, it reaches far and wide. Yes, I believe I can be there on Thursday. That would be awesome, Jonathan. Um, Let me know your Telegram handle. It's downtown in Miraflores. Yeah, exactly. I think it's almost on the border to Barranco, to be honest. I think almost. But it's okay, John. Okay, perfect. Because then I'm gonna connect you with her over there, so you guys are in direct contact in case you need to say something or ask something. Sounds good. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you, Stacey, for recording. Is this the official bye bye?
Yes, I mean, yeah.
Okay, bye. Ciao. Ciao.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao, guys. Thanks for coming.
I like that. Chat soon,
It's
guys.
Bye,
actually cute.
everyone.
It's cute. Thanks, Stella, for running the show. Always happy to. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye. Sissy, I see you. I see you tomorrow morning. It's going to be you and me on